Hey, this is Ricky Kalmon, and welcome to another episode of Amplify Your Mindset. Thank you for listening. Really do appreciate all of your support. And yes, please check out my new book, Leverage Your Mindset, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, and Target online. And don't forget to check out my mobile app on mindfulness and meditation. From your iPhone or your Android device, just go to your app store and search the title, Ricky Kalmon. Now, let's get right into the show. I'm very excited to have with us Miles, singing and recording artist, and a great guy. And he's got so much to share with us. And I have to, full disclosure, I've known him pretty much most of his life. So it's really cool to see this young man grow up and be so successful and so determined with the mindset of being who he wants to be and create great music and be an artist and be really just shine. And I really hope be an influence to a lot of people, regardless of who you are, whether you're in sales, customer service, just graduating college, or if you're trying to start a business and you're 60 years old. I think it's all about trying to have passion and purpose of what you do. And I think his story is going to inspire us. So Miles, welcome to the show.
What's up, y'all? Thank you so much for having me, Ricky.
As I was saying on air and then off the air, I hope it's okay, but I've seen you grow up. I've known your family for a long time, and I was so cool. It was so cool to see you grow and really pursue a passion. And I want to talk about that. So let's go right into this music career. And what was that deciding factor? Because there's a great story here.
Yeah, I think the deciding factor, I was always a singer. Like, I loved singing so much from the day I was born. And then I started freestyling. I started messing around on beats from YouTube, and I would freestyle to them. And I was really bad at it at first, but it was really fun. And so I kept doing it. I kept doing it. And I started writing songs. I was like, maybe if I took some time and actually wrote the lyrics down instead of just doing it off the top of my head, then maybe I could make some cool music. And I started making cooler music, and it sounded okay at first, and then it sounded good, and then I kind of really got into it. And the more I got into it, I was also doing football at the time in high school, and the more and more I got into music, the less and less I got into football, the less I got into school. And then it was come time to go to college and start my life and do the college thing to get a job eventually. And like that just like sent me into a tizzy, I guess we could call it, because I did not see myself doing any of that, like, normal 9 to 5 stuff. None of those jobs seemed right to me until I thought about it, and I was like, what if I just did music and like really just went for it and tried to do it? So I released a song on SoundCloud, and it was a remix to a Travis Scott song, and it kind of blew up on SoundCloud. And like that was the moment where I was like, okay, if I'm doing this at like, 17 with my laptop and my mic set up in my Chesterfield, Missouri home, then like I think I can really do this. And so that's when I just started going for it.
Well, you're being modest here, but on Spotify alone, I think you have over how many downloads? Is it 6 million?
On Spotify, I think it's like
3 million. I'm sorry, I doubled it. It's three. I think I saw in there that it was about 3 million. Downloads on Spotify, which is probably surpassing that because I'm reading some facts on you.
Yeah, it's definitely I've had a bunch of songs on Spotify, but we've gone through phases where we like take down the old stuff, and I just took down a bunch of my old songs just because like we're getting ready for the next and the new and the sound that we really all love and know to be my sound now. So
Yeah.
we only have like 3 songs up on Spotify now, I believe, but
Okay.
the good songs.
Well, you broached a really cool segment in here, and because it's your sound, and I know that you've used other inspiration of other talents and artists as an inspiration and really in helping create who you are. But I think that's the unique thing. As I watched your earlier videos to where you are now, you've created a brand that is only you. And I really, and that's what makes you so unique, is that there is a Miles sound. There's a Miles look. It's not a copycat. It's not, you don't look at Miles. This is my personal opinion. I don't look at you, and maybe I'm a little biased, but I don't look at you and go, oh, that sounds very similar to so and so. No, I think you've used other people's inspiration to create a brand unique to you?
Yeah, I think that's just been the most important thing, just because I wanted to come and do this, and I didn't want to sound like somebody else. Like, I definitely, of course, like you said, I have influences, and I have, people who inspire me to start doing this, and I have different sounds that I like. But what I try to do is like take aspects and little aspects of those sounds, and combine them into what is my sound, and then the sound that I had from the jump, and then adding a few of those elements in to spice it up a little bit. And I think it's definitely, it's taken a little bit of time, but it's the most rewarding journey. I think is just finding that sound and finding that lane that you really feel comfortable staying in, and presenting that and saying, this is me, this is my sound. And
Mm.
yeah, I really think we've gotten to a place now where it's just like, this is my sound, I love it. The music that I'm making in this lane is just the best music I've been making in my life. And I'm just really, really, really excited for these next songs to come out too.
Well, you're staying true to your passion, and the exciting news that you just signed a really big deal. And I'm going to let you just kind of tell everybody, if you don't know who Miles is, you will very, very soon.
Yeah, no, we just signed a record deal with Elektra Records. It was, I think, the fastest deal that's ever happened in the history of deals. From the Zoom call to the just meeting people, and 4 days later, we had the deal signed, sealed, and delivered, and it was done.
Mm.
It was really crazy. I mean, so like when quarantine started, that's when I got on TikTok, and because I was like, I think I could be good at TikTok. I think that would be a place where like I can show my personality and like the short quick videos, and also like help me writing, because I would write a song like every single day. And so did that on TikTok. Then I made the What in Tarnation song, which was like a joke because I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. Do a little country in the music, which is never like the goal to have my sound be like that, but it was just a joke and people liked it. So we put that on Spotify, and that took off a little bit. And then we, worked that song for a while over quarantine, and started working with these really, really great producers. And that's when we made the next song, Desperados, and another song called When You're Sober. And actually, one of those producers, his A&R friend, was an A&R at Elektra. And so he was like, you mind if I send this to like one of my homies? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, man. So we sent the song to his homie, who was the A&R at Elektra. The next day, he was like, his phone was getting blown up because he was showing it all around Elektra. They loved it. We got on a Zoom call, I think the next day after that. And then, yeah, the rest is history. And then we signed the deal. So now I am officially a signed artist.
I watched one of your videos, and you talked about your personality for a second. I watched one of your videos where it was more of a you're having an argument with yourself, and it was a two basically shot two different videos, and then combine them together, and you are talking to you back and forth. And I think that just, again, I mean, it's the creative side of you. What was your inspiration to do that? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I think right now my inspiration is just like to switch it up a little bit and figure out like what's gonna go viral, I guess, because TikTok is like the land of virality, and so it's just like keeping the ideas fresh at all times, and switching it up. But I was thinking like, okay, here I'll make it look like I'm just gonna cover the song, and then I'll have like this other persona like come in and be like, no, 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 I want to remix it. And
Right.
so like I'm covering the song at the beginning, and then here's this other guy, and he's like, "No, I'm trying to come in here and remix it," and I'm like, "No, no, 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 we're just gonna cover it." And then like the guy comes in fully, and then I remix the song. So it's just little creative ideas like that, just to keep it fun. And I think TikTok is really cool, just because there's so many things that you can do on that platform, and it's just like I really have grown to love it.
I want to go back a few minutes, though, a few years maybe.
Sure.
You decide this is it full time,
Yeah.
and it's a big decision.
Yeah.
Being you're an entrepreneur. I mean,
Yes.
at the end of the day, you are an entrepreneur. You are relying on you and only you to create this brand. And beyond being an entrepreneur, the brand is you. It's not a product that you're going to put a patent on. It's not something you're going to stock and ask for a loan and try to develop something. It's all you. And I understand that because that's what I've done my entire career is my brand and who I am. And I started out, you know, right out of college, with my friends were getting real jobs, pay, secure pay, insurance, everything. And here I am. I'm a road warrior. I'm going to go to every venue I could possibly do to build my brand.
Yep.
I was very lucky, like you as well, to have parents that supported me.
Definitely.
And there had been this conversation though that caused a little nervousness, maybe a little bit of
Um,
anxiety.
it
You know
was
where I'm leading into.
it was definitely a bit rocky. At Yeah, no, very supportive parents. I love my parents.
You
Um,
do.
as parents, of course, when your son or daughter decides to do something that is the furthest thing I think I could say from stable and secure, it's very, very scary. And then, of course, like, so I went to an Ivy League school. I went to Dartmouth. I went to Dartmouth on a football scholarship, and uh, I did that for a little bit. I didn't want to do that really at all, but I did, and I stuck it out because they said you got to try it. You just got to go for a year. Go check it out. See what it's about. And
Oh, I remember when you got the scholarship. I do.
yeah, and it happened, and so I went, and it was not it. I didn't like it at that time. Like school for me just didn't make any sense. I wasn't in it at all. I was doing music whenever I could at Dartmouth, and just in this little tiny dorm room on the East Coast, and all of my friends, because like you said, it was me, it's just me, it's all me, but it's actually not. I have a full team of people that are actually a lot of them from St. Louis. We started doing this in St. Louis,
Mhm.
and now we're all out here in LA doing it together. I've created a director who everything that you see is him. Everything that you hear is me. But all the pictures, videos, lyric videos, visualizers, that's
All right.
all my friend Cam. So it's definitely been a team effort. But yeah, so I'm in East Coast. It's cold as heck. And everybody's out in LA doing the thing, just moving and shaking. And I'm so sad because I just don't feel like I'm at the place where I want to be. I want to be out there with them doing that. Um, and so then, so first semester I stuck it out. It was all right. I made it to the end. We did it. And then second semester I came back and I just stopped going to class altogether. I didn't go to class. I didn't do any assignments. I was actually Dartmouth had their own mountain, and so I was going snowboarding every day instead of going to class. And so then, counselor, we had the meeting. Your grades are bad. You're not showing up. What are we going to do here? And she says that you can take this personal term, which it just like wipes the slate clean. Your grades didn't exist for this term. I'm like, that's what I need to do. And so I took that personal term and I went out to LA for a month and a half. And I stayed out there with one of my friends who was a vlogger. And we just, we did vlog stuff. I made music. I, made some connections. I started like feeling like, yo, this is where I'm supposed to be. It just, everything started moving so fast. And then come the end of that, my counselor calls me, says, hey, just want to let you know you won't be able to come back for 3 terms because of your grades and because you'd be avoiding a suspension or whatever, which was never discussed. That was never discussed in the whole, like, it wipes your grades away. It's a clean slate. But so I was like, I have a decision to make. Now I can either fight to get back into a school that I didn't want to go to in the first place, or this is a heaven sent sign that it's like, it's time. It's
Yeah.
time to dive in. And so I worked at a cupcake shop for like for the summer, and then I moved out to LA. My parents were not happy. Uh, happy. They were scared. Um,
You know,
I basically had no plan. I said, I have a little bit of money that I've saved up, and I'm gonna go out to LA. And that was my plan. That was not satisfying enough for my mother and father, however. My mom is the biggest planner, spreadsheets and all, like that you will ever meet in your whole life. So when I told her that was my plan, she was not happy. She was not having it. So we,
Understandably, like any parent, and you even said it, uh, when you have a son or a daughter and they're going to make a major decision, you want as a parent to make sure that they do better than you in life,
yep,
and you want them to succeed. You don't want them to fail. You really don't. And I tell my kids this all the time. I really want you to be more successful than me in whatever you do. And make sure you love it, but make sure you're really good at it. And so if you're just going to be a parent the rest of your life, be the best parent you can ever be. If you're going to be in the medical field, sales, whatever, an artist, just be the best you can be. And I'm sure they want the same for you.
yeah, absolutely, I do. We sat down for hours and hours, for days and days, weeks and weeks, like trying to get this like plan together. And my mom like put out a whole spreadsheet, and she was like, well, this, you need to budget your money, you need to be, here's what you can do to this and this and this. And like we got something together that was good enough for them to let me go.
Good.
The situation actually turned out really well. Um the my friend that was a vlogger that I had stayed with, he was like, "Yo, come live with me. I have an open room. Come live with me." And so I lived with him. He just like opened up so many doors for me. Um, I made a lot of connections that way. I was in his vlogs, which was definitely great for the audience, building that audience,
Mhm.
little by little by little. Um, and then just started releasing more music on Spotify and Apple Music and all of that stuff, and it just started going really really well. And from there
You're
to
very genuine. You're very personable. You come off even in your videos. I mean, I've watched your videos, and I think one of the things that stood out to me is this trueness that you have, and I keep bringing this back up. Um, a very likable image, and it comes off in your instrument of your voice, but also in the fun that you're having.
I,
And
I'm having a lot of fun.
I mean, that I think that that's so important. I speak to sales individuals, teams all over the world, even on virtual calls, and it shows mindset plays an incredible factor, not only on the playing field between our ears, but other people see it. Other people see your attitude. Other people see your inspiration, your confidence, your self-esteem, your negativity, your doubt, your fears. And we're human. I mean, you're going to have bad days. We're going to have things that are going to or feel like they're so overwhelming.
Of
But
course.
when it comes to doing your craft, serving your clients, serving your audience, I think you have to just learn to flip that switch and realize your purpose. And I really know that that's what you're doing now. And I'm so excited to see what's going to be next for you. This is so cool that we're having this conversation. Uh, and this is no overnight success. You've worked really, really hard, and I know you're going to continually work harder. Um, but definitely going to be some challenges, and I know you're going to overcome them too.
Absolutely. I mean, there's challenges in whatever you do, but I've always put so much importance on mindset, just because it really, really can change everything. And my
Yeah.
mom, like, always said to me, it was change the way you look at things, and the things that you look at will change. And like, I really, really like that, and that stuck with me, just because there's a million ways you can look at things, and you can choose to be the negative dude that like any little thing happens and it just shuts you down. But I think that's just the wrong way to go through life, because there's gonna be so many little things that are gonna get you down, but you really just gotta overcome those things. And it's, I don't know, it's been, for me, it's been easy just because I love life, and I love like a lot of aspects of life, pretty much all of it. I think as a kid, like I tried doing everything, every single thing that I could, just to like, because I think that's the fullest life that you can live, is just trying everything once at least. And then it just comes back to like, it comes back to mindset, and it's how do you look at these things? How do you look at these little defeats? Um, and especially mindset is crazy in music in LA because you're a very, very, very little fish in a gigantic pond. So when you see, and then I started making friends in the music industry who just had, a lot more success than me, who had put out a lot more successful records. And you don't want to fall into that comparing mindset where you're always like looking at these
Yeah.
people like, why aren't my wins that big? Why
Right.
are my wins so small? And why do my losses feel like they're happening a lot more? And it's just like, you got to think of it as baby steps. Every single little tiny step in the right direction to where you want to go is a good thing that happened. If you get one more fan, one more person to listen to your music, one more person, you know, in the networking circle, then whatever you just did to make that happen was a good move because
Yeah.
it's all on the right track. You know what I'm saying? You're not going backwards, you're going forward. And as long as you're going forward, eventually you're going to get there.
Yeah. You sound very grounded again. I'm going to say that. What being what where you are, and that you made a really great point, and I've been there too. I lived in LA. Um, you are a small fish, but in here you have to think big.
Yeah.
What keeps you in that regimen of not? What keeps you in the regimen of staying in tune for every day when you get up, to be more focused, to be more creative? Is there something you do?
Um, I don't know, man. I just know that I'm talented. I know that what I do is going to work, and it's really a blind faith. It is a blind faith knowing that what I do eventually is going to work out. I know that my music is good. I know that when I show people my music, they like it. So I always knew that like all I really needed was the platform because the music was there. I love people. I've always been a people person. So COVID is killing me with the social aspects of all of my life being shut down. That is one part of life that I really, really, really enjoy. Um, but no, I wake up and you just get after it because you have to, and it's not an option. I think that was the biggest change from being at a school where I'm getting a degree and I can do this music, but at the end of the day, like if I ever wanted to just stop, like I could stop and then do the school thing, but I kind of just eliminated plan B. I said, this is plan A. Plan A is going to work because I'm going to make it work. However, I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to figure it out. I think figure it out has kind of been my motto throughout life because if you believe enough that you can do it and you have a little bit of proof in the pudding, you'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're getting some great advice by your personal coaches of your parents. You sounds like you've surrounded yourself with some extremely talented people to look after you and work with you. I love the idea that you gave acknowledgement that it's not just you. You have a team of people that's creating the Miles brand, and that says a lot. That shows leadership, and that you show are surrounding yourself with the right people. As you grow in this business, and I offer you, and I hope that you have much success. I really do. I hope you stay as genuinely talented, genuinely of a person, and just keep doing what you're doing with the mindset you're having. It's a very exciting ride. I know you don't want that momentum to slow down, and I hope it doesn't. I really don't. I hope you just keep climbing and just keep being who you are. And this is what's so exciting, is to have this conversation with you, is to see um, to see you so excited now. And I know that if I had this conversation with you, and I hope to, in 5 more years, another year, you're just as, and I'm going to say the word again, genuinely, passionate and likable, and you've just stayed true to your art. So thanks for spending some time with me. And I really would love to have you back, and let's, continue this conversation. And I hope that this has inspired other young people, it doesn't make a difference. Even if you're just starting a business, you have to have passion. And I hope that you've spread that inspiration to others.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome.
Thank you. I can't wait to see what's next.
Me either, honestly. I don't know, I don't know, but it's gonna be cool.